Yo, what's good? Real Flow. Back with another video. Spider-Man in the back. It's good, y'all. How are we doing? This video, we're going to talk about NoFap in school. So if you're just going into school, if you're finishing school, if you're coming out, if you're at that age time where you're going through the motions and you don't know how to get a handle on NoFap, I can understand. Because it's a very tough situation to be in. I've changed my chair because the other chair was really fucking squeaky and it was doing my head in, and every time I did a shot it'd squeak in the background and I couldn't control it. It was just really off-putting. I don't know if it were off-putting for you guys, but it certainly was for me. So yeah, I changed out and got a old ass chair that doesn't really squeak as much. It's still quite squeaky, but it's not as bad as the other one. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about NoFap in school. This idea was given to me by Being Honest on Discord, so shout out to that guy. It's a great video idea, and I think I want to cover a lot of things that I don't see many people talking about in this particular subject realm. I think it is a very complicated subject to cover, but I think if you get it right, it can be very beneficial for people of that age range. So when I was coming up and I was in school, it was very tough. It was very taboo to talk about porn addiction and stuff because people didn't really think of it as actually existing. I mean, people talked about porn to say, oh, you should watch porn because it's cool. There was sort of this stigma around porn being cool. I've no idea why. It was just sort of a dumb thing that people watched porn, jerked off if they were cool, which doesn't really make any sense looking back. But at that time, when you're young and experimental, I guess it does kind of make sense because you're just experiencing things for the thrill of it. You're not really thinking about the consequences, which there are serious consequences for. And I think if you don't get it right early on, it can develop into an extremely toxic and negative sexual relationship with yourself and with the rest of the world. So how you express yourself sexually is very affected by porn, and I think that's something that shouldn't be promoted in school. And I honestly don't know why it's not spoke about in sex education. I mean, I'm speaking from my experience. It wasn't when I was in school. I don't know if it is now, but I think it should. And I think schools should definitely do a better job to cover the subject. And I think porn at that age, anyway, as a given, should be regulated in some sense, whatever sense that be. So just having a stricter, tighter, firmer lock on age restrictions, basically, so you can't, like, sometimes they'll be like, oh, are you 18? Yeah, I'm 18. Like, that's obviously a lie. Like, it's so easy to lie. Like, it's so easy to lie. But yeah, the 3 points I want to get across primarily is, the first one, if you haven't started to masturbate and watch porn, and you're in school, don't do it. If your friends are saying, start again. If your friends are saying you should do it, don't listen to them. I'm serious. Just hold your own and say, personally, I don't want to watch porn. You don't have to make it all like farcy and saying that you don't watch it because you think it's devil's work and whatever. Just be calm about it and say, no, that's not something I'll do, and I don't want to do it, so I'm not gonna. I think there's a Donald Trump quote where he says, talking about his cousin or his uncle, he's saying that his uncle was like the coolest guy in the world. He was funny, handsome, attractive, but he had a serious vice, which was drinking. And he said to Donald, he said, don't ever start drinking. And then Donald Trump never drunk. So I think if you can focus on that, never beginning to indulge in the activity, in the addictive process, it will never start. It will never have chance to start. And if you frame yourself from an early life of this is who I am, I don't watch porn, then that identity, that part of your identity is going to get instilled in you from an early age, and it's going to develop and it's going to develop and it's going to become a stronger part of who you are. So when you eat early, so when you're older, it's not going to be difficult at all to abstain. You're going to have no issue. You're not going to have any issue with porn or NoFap or semen retention. It's just going to be the thing that you do. Whatever perspective you have of Donald Trump is irrelevant, because it's just an analogy. But at the same time, Donald Trump is doing... Why do I keep saying Trump? I'm saying Donald Trump. I'm not sure why. Maybe I just can't speak sometimes. But the point I'm trying to make is Donald Trump does look very good for his age. I mean, he was president and he's still quite coherent. And he's very much able to handle himself in social situations. And that's because he doesn't start drinking. I don't even think he faps either. I don't think he faps, no. I don't know. I mean, that's what he says. I haven't actually been to Donald Trump's house to see if he's actually jerking off or not, because that'd be fucking very weird. I'm very sus. So I haven't done that. But yeah, I think that's the main first point I want to hit home, is just don't start. If you've got to that point, just don't start. And then the second point I wanted to make was begin as much as you can to build stronger real life relationships. And that can be friendships, and that can be girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever you're into, doesn't really matter. Just make sure it's real life. And if you can, ensure that your social circle conforms to your ideas. So everyone in your social circle has the idea of, oh, we don't watch porn. One of the reasons I started watching it was because my friends thought it was cool, so they brought it into me. I don't think I would have watched it if not, because I thought it was a bit... I wanted to stay away at first, but they brought it into me. It was quite a toxic sort of thing that was going on. So if you have a group of friends that just conform to your ideas of not watching porn, they're all on NoFap, it's going to be 10 times easier for you, because you're going to feel left out if you watch porn. You're going to be like, oh, I'm the weird one in this situation because I'm the only one watching porn. It's like you're going to conform with the rest of your group. It's like groupthink mentality. If you can instill that in the rest of you, you can like have challenges between you, like who can go the longest. And that's, I mean, I don't think there'll be many people in school that are doing that. But if you can find the right people, I'm sure there's a lot of ways to find people nowadays through YouTube, Discord, whatever. Or just ask your friends. Just get personal with them. Just ask them. Begin to build those relationships and those like groups, that stronghold that you can do NoFap together, and you can be a stronger community and build that stronger identity of not doing it. And you don't want to feel left out. You won't want to feel left out when you're that age, because you don't want to. If you feel left out, you feel isolated. So you're not gonna stray away and start jerking off at it if the rest of your friends are like, oh, that's weird. Instill that in you from a very early age. Yeah, serious, for real. And then also build actual relationships with actual women or girls, whatever you're into. I don't know if you're dating girls that are 30 when you're in high school, but you might be. But I'm saying real girls at school. Go up to them, approach them, speak to them in person, not on Minecraft or fucking MSN. I mean, MSN was cool back in the day. It was basically like a little messenger type thing. It's not like Skype or anything like that. You just message each other. Yeah, irrelevant. But start to build real relationships in real life and understand how female nature works from a young age. And that'll carry through until you're older. Just don't do it through porn, because it's going to fuck you up, seriously. It's going to fuck you up in the long run. You need to wire your brain to think, oh, real girls is what I'm after, not like pixels on a screen. So you need to build real relationships with girls. So for the third and final point I want to make is, when you're in school, when you're going through a lot of changes, pubescent changes, I don't know if you've had this talk with your parents or anything like that, but it's very serious. A lot of changes are going on, and you're going to be feeling very, very horny. You'll be feeling very horny. So, that was fucking weird. What I would suggest is to explore that sexuality in a healthy way. So if you have already started like jerking off, whatever, don't be so focused on never jerking off again. The thing you want to eliminate is the porn. So what I would advise you to do is maybe just regulate your masturbation habits. Maybe don't do it so often, maybe do it once a week, and just do your best to cut out porn. porn. Just that, because that is the main issue. Not masturbation necessarily. Not when you're at that age. You've got so much sexual energy. Or it's just starting to come to the forefront and you're just starting to notice and you're just starting to work with it. Porn is the biggest issue. Serious. It's like porn will have the biggest detrimental effects to your mental health, not the masturbation. So one thing you can do is just cut out porn. That is what you have to do. That is the main thing you should be focusing on. Not necessarily just cutting out masturbation completely. Just regulate how much you masturbate. And that is the third and final point. And I think it's probably the most important. Porn is the issue here, not the masturbation. Especially when you're that age. When you're older, maybe you can focus on semen retention. And unless you're some sort of god and you've got a handle on it already, or you've only done it a few times, so it's not that much of an issue. If you're addicted to PMO at your age, focus on cutting out the porn at a young age instead of cutting out the masturbation, because it's going to be difficult to tackle too. It's two massive giants you're tackling at once. And the one that causes the most harm is the porn, so cut that out first instead of the masturbation. And maybe just do masturbation like on an irregular basis, so once a week, once a month, etc. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if this has been helpful for you, because I think to some degree there's been a lot of waffle, but the main points I'm trying to get across is just try and stay in the real world and make it your identity not to watch porn. Like, you don't do that, and build that strong connection around you. Alright guys, cheers for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.